You just started it, set the live to be.
We're live.
Oh, what's up?
We are live. We got one person in the house. We're doing something special today. I'm at home. These boys are in Phoenix. The women had to reschedule something. So we have us in slot of the women just came up and thought we'd do something today on a Thursday during their slot. And we have the boys joining us from the Phoenix Expo. What's up, boys?
What's up, guys? We're out in Phoenix. Made the road trip yesterday. The
Yeah.
three of us are all staying in a king suite room. We got an extra rollout. It was a wild ride. Three chair users.
Well,
Uh,
can't wait to hear about the trip down and tell us what's in store for the weekend and what your plans are. I think Sarab is like, this is a little bit of a new territory going out with the boys. Usually he's with the family. So we're going to talk about that. What is that like? I'm Bobby. I'm the host today. I'm running the show. I got sound effects going. I'm a C5, C
uh,
quadriplegic of 20, 30 or some years. And let's move it over to Sarab.
Hey guys, how's it going? My name is Surab, and I am 30 years T4 plus and complete. I've been in a wheelchair for 30 years. Oh man, I feel old all of a sudden.
uh, and you want to go, Luis? Or
Sure. Hi, everybody. I'm Luis. I've been injured for 43 years, and these guys dragged me all the way across the desert to Phoenix here, and it's not even hot yet.
it's
Supposed to
only
be,
like 110 out.
yeah, it's supposed to be 115 this weekend, so we're really looking forward to that.
It's a dry heat.
So they say.
It doesn't actually feel that bad yet because we haven't been out much, but yeah, it's hot.
Yeah.
And Tom Sean, C5, C6 quad, snowboarding accident 19 years ago. And I'm just along for the ride here with you guys.
Because
Yeah,
I got control. We got Tom in the house. Tom, maybe you might have to call in if you're on the road. I don't know if that will work, but I can see if we can fit it in. And Nicole, she's watching. She says hi, everyone. You see Nicole at our other Chicago Abilities Expo. Nicole, you have to come join us in LA coming up. So this is, I believe, the last show of the year for the Expo crew, huh?
for us, yeah. They do have a couple more. I think Dallas and Fort Lauderdale
Yeah.
still coming at the end of the year. But for Live to Roll, we don't have the budget for all that. So this is our last one for the year.
Yeah. But next year we might have to do Fort Lauderdale. That would be fun. That would be a good one.
Yeah.
So, some of you are tuning in. I should say, be breezy. Hi, happy SCI Awareness Month. Definitely. You might not recognize us as the women's show today because it is the first Thursday, but Brianna is going to jump in one of our Rolling Over the Hill slots for the 28th. So we're kind of going to do Rolling Over the Hill back to back this week, which is kind of included. Robert unfortunately couldn't be with us, so I asked these boys get on live from Phoenix. So let's tell us the drive. How was the drive? Right, pretty smooth. I got a phone call from Sarab and Sean was driving, and you guys didn't break down.
No breakdowns, no issues. So that's good. I drove the first 2 hours and then Luis handled the rest of the drive. So I'm able to transfer into the passenger seat, makes the drive a little nicer.
Nice.
Um, I was going to transfer back, but he was going strong. So
Yeah. We only really stopped in Chiriaco Summit, which is halfway across the Mojave. And I'm sorry.
and that's where I transferred.
It's not the Mojave, it's the Sonora Desert, California. And then we stopped in Quartzsite.
Quartzsite,
Yeah, put some
just to
petrol
get
in the
gas.
car.
Yeah.
You know, got some water, stuff like that.
And that's Quartzite's the first city in the Arizona, and gas is a lot cheaper in Arizona versus
Oh my
California.
god.
It's
Is
a lot cheaper.
With a good
Good
50
gas.
cents cheaper.
The
is it
gas was
still
$3.99. I was like, whoa.
is
Yeah.
it still the Flying J's out there in that city?
Yeah, we stopped at Love's.
Oh, Love's.
Flying J was on the other side of the freeway, so we went to Love's.
I don't know why I always remember the Flying J when you get into Arizona.
Uh, that's a popular one too.
Yeah.
Oh, and by the way, the bathrooms were really accessible. They had multiple stalls for wheelchairs.
I noticed that. We didn't go to
Yeah,
our classic one accessible restroom and that's it.
You mean you
yeah,
didn't have to wait and look underneath and see the one dude with his pants down around his ankles sitting there forever?
yeah. There was one dude hogging up one of the stalls. Yeah,
But at least you had another one. Is that's correct, right?
yeah. There was another two, I think.
Yeah.
Yeah, there was.
Yeah, that's nice.
So
Yeah.
Sean, you let Luis by your faith and will drive your own car, but tell me about your driving. Like for me, I used to be one of those guys that could drive at most the 7 to 8 hours at most. Like usually six was I'm like, okay, are we there yet? And then if it was ever eight, which I think once or twice, I was done for the day. I mean for the night, and my arm was killing me. And now it's like 3 hours and I'm shot, my butt is killing me, my back hurts, my arm, is hurting. And it just seems like a lot of times I can never get into a comfortable cruise the way people drive these days. So it's like setting your cruise and then off your cruise. So tell me, how's your driving now with, your hand controls and everything? Now that you're
My
20 years post, now that you're almost 20 years post.
I've always had a little bit of trouble with longer distances. But yeah, after a few hours, I'm pretty tired. Like, I don't really want to keep, I at the very least need to get out of the vehicle or get out of that seat, just like move, shift weight. I need like a break every 2 to 3 hours, I feel like.
Hmm.
That's kind of like my straight drive max. I can go for more, like I could probably still do six in a day, but it's gonna have to be like throughout the day,
Like that
like
would be your 10-hour day though.
yeah.
Yeah.
So it'll take a while. You like stop and eat, maybe whatever, maybe or something like that.
Hmm.
Um, because I gotta break it up. I can't. My back and my ass just hurt too bad.
Yeah. Oh, somebody's calling you. Room service.
Is that our hotel room?
Yeah.
I guess the hotel room.
Maybe that's Tom calling in or something. Who knows?
Oh, so
Um,
yeah, that's it. If anybody does want to know, we're all three staying. We all drove up here. Luis, the only way we were able to do it was Luis's chair folds up fairly small, and he's able to put it in the trunk of the van, and then was able to, because he can walk some with his cane and just like using the car. He's a pretty good walker.
Yeah.
He can get around to the front seat and get in, or to the passenger seat, and then we were able to have me and Sarab's chairs in the van. So just the logistics of that.
The fun part is Sean forgot to put the cushion under his butt when he transferred over to passenger seat. So Rob and I are trying to help Sean lift his butt high enough in the air so we can slide the cushion underneath.
That was fun too. So I got these guys lifting my ass up to try to slide the cushion.
and how
And
does
then
Sean's
it's just in the right place.
Sean's ass feel, Rob?
I almost gave him a wedgie, bro.
Yeah,
A
that's.
Oh man.
little bit of a wedgie.
Yeah.
I wish I could be like you, Sean. If I, after those few hours, get out and get in my chair, out of the car, get in my chair, roll around. But a lot of times when you're on those 6 8 hour trips, your car is usually packed. It's packed of
Yeah, that's what makes it hard. Yeah.
Yeah.
everything. It seems like there's a big cooler that everything's in, another extra suitcase, or especially if it's my wife and I and somebody else. And so it's always been a pain in the ass that I can't get out. As long as I can get my ass raised up in the air, which is now taking up some energy because I'm sitting there holding myself up as we're parked, and I'm just like, and then go down. And if I can do that at least 5 times, for a minute, that usually helps me get through another hour, hour and a half before I feel the spasms and
Yeah.
the ass going, hey, get off it, do something. So you
Yeah,
were
best seat.
Shade out there. So we actually parked next to a tractor trailer rig that gave us shade across the whole van.
there you
while
go.
Oh
we did
yeah.
Yeah,
change
that
it.
was our only shade we could find. The
Yeah.
truck driver was cool with it though.
Yeah. He said, we're going to steal some of your shade. You can have all the shade you want.
Yeah. So how was the back seats, Rob? I saw that.
I had the best seat in the house. I had my legs on my chair in front of me and just going like this.
Nice. So you're all comfy and everything.
It was good. I was the organizer on the background.
Snoozed out a little bit, a couple of times.
Oh, he was snoozing for like the second half of the drive.
Yeah.
Right now.
Sean and I were talking all kinds of crap about Sue Rob while he was
I
asleep.
had my one eye open, okay? It was like this.
I don't know. I can't sleep in cars, especially the back seat too. And those kind of my wife always complains when she's back there. She's like, "This is the crappiest ride ever."
Yeah.
The back seats.
I gotta
It
say,
was a
Sean
good trip.
knows this.
It went pretty good.
Sean knows this, that the freeway was actually really smooth. So the back
Yeah.
seat was actually calm.
Nice.
And we had plenty of AC, and the van ran great, and no issues at all. Traffic wasn't bad.
Perfect.
Yeah, it was a pretty easy drive for the most part.
But would we get here about 9 o'clock or so?
Yeah, about 9 I think we got here. But it took getting out of the van and getting all the bags and everything was a long process
Yeah.
because just to get everybody out, the chairs, there was a lot.
All the
We were all
luggage.
exhausted.
So it took a while to get out of the van and then in to check in. It was probably like a half-hour process.
In Einstein here, this guy right here, I put my wheelchair right on top of Sean's shower chair and bed rail. So when we're unpacking the van, we couldn't see it. It was behind a wheelchair.
I didn't go back there and check, or I probably would have been said to move that thing.
Yeah.
I just took I just took the word of my friends here.
Yeah.
But last night I was in a full panic that I forgot my shower chair.
No.
And I called Tom and Caitlin. I text Caitlin, and she she did go to my grandma's house to pick it up. I talked to my uncle to have him coordinate and get it in there, and it actually was in the van the entire time.
Yeah.
And I'm just an idiot, honestly, because I literally watched my girlfriend put it in and pack it, and she said, "Is this good?" And I was like, "Yeah, that's good."
Yeah.
But as soon as I was like, "Is this all that was in the van?" and Louise said yes, I just went into panic and I didn't even remember that moment. And like all I could picture was my shower chair sitting in the hallway, like on the way out of the house. Because I remember seeing it there in the morning, but that's where Leah picked it up from and took it out and put it in the van.
It didn't even click in my head that the chair was blocking the wheelchair was blocking the shower chair.
So we found it this morning, and I had to change my bowel care. I had a caregiver scheduled to come help me this morning, but now she's coming to help me tonight after dinner.
Yeah.
So just switching things up, holding that poop in a little longer, letting it brew.
Being adaptive. We adapted.
We did adapt.
Well,
And that's the other thing. So I had my bed rail was there. And for people that don't know, I use a little bed rail. It just slides under the mattress so I can stick my arm under and I can rock to my elbow with that. And from my elbows, Bobby probably knows, from your elbows, you're pretty mobile. I can like get dressed. I can roll on my sides. I can like lean forward from there. Like if I'm flat, I'm screwed. So I thought I didn't have that either. So I slept on the rollaway bed instead because it was a lower, easier transfer, and I could use my wheelchair as a bed rail next to it because the front of the bar was like close enough height. So like we said,
Yeah.
adapt.
Yeah, now you guys have to understand something. Don't tell Sean this. Sean doesn't know. So it's just between me and you.
No
I
problem.
planned this all along so that I would get the big bet. The evil plans of a paraplegic.
There you go.
Yeah, exactly.
But see,
But yeah,
at home, Sean, and Sarab has one of those too, right? Sarab, did you bring yours?
Yeah, I got one of those on the
Yeah.
side of my bed. I
Okay.
can just pull myself and
It's
sit
funny
that
because I
side.
use my wheelchair as my bed rail, and
do you?
yeah, I can hook my hand just the wheels stick, and I got 25s. You got 24, so mine sticks up just enough that I can hook my fingers in the hand rim and then use it to lift up, and that's how I can sit up. But I'm on the edge too, going whoa. But if I fall kind of off the side, I'm on my chair, and then I use it to get back up.
Yeah, yeah. That's like that. It's a pain in the ass when you don't. I like having that stationary set bar where I just know when I throw my arm out there, bam, I got that thing. Or like in the night too to roll, because if I'm facing this side, if I'm rolled on my right, like I like to be able to just like reach my arm back, grab that bar, and like, and I can pretty much that'll trigger a spasm. My legs kick up. I grab the other legs with this hand, and I can just flip from my right hip to my left hip, and it's just this, like just knowing that bar is there. It's so with a chair, like I kind of know it's there. I've used it, and it's just hard. It's not like I feel like I've cut my fingers up on the spokes too, trying to do like what you did, because I've tried that. It's just hard.
Last night I almost rolled off the bed in the middle of at home. Where I sleep is on the other edge of the bed, and last night I'm on the opposite side of the bed. So when I went to turn and roll over, I almost rolled right out of the bed
Oof.
and just caught myself in the nick of time.
So where are you?
Arms and legs flailing so I don't fall out.
So wait, so Sean, you're on the big bed. Sean's on the rollaway. Where are you, Sarab? So
We have a pull-out sofa bed, but
Sofa City.
They're sitting on my bed right now.
Right here. This is
Help.
Surab's bed right here.
and this was that rollaway.
Is that a fart I heard, Luis?
It's a long
it
sofa that
was
can
a-
turn be turned into a bed.
One of those pull-out ones, but Surab didn't pull it out.
Yeah,
He
he
just
slept on
it
the
like
regular
it was-
couch.
Yeah. I was gonna pull the pillows off and pull the bed out for him and all that. He's no, I'll just sleep on it
Easier.
later.
Hey,
It's more comfortable and it's easier.
we got a question for you, Luis, in the chat. Food is art. So hello, food is art. 79. We got THC. Welcome
Yes,
back.
what's up,
Hip
Erica?
Crip. Grandma's in the house, as well as Tom
What's
and
up, Tom?
Breezy. But food is art is asking, are you Portuguese?
Oh, good. Awesome question. I am Castilian and Galician, España. I'm Spanish from northwest Spain, not that far from Portugal. So, or think of a Leon, Spain, or Renzi up in that northwest part of the country.
But you were born here in the U.S., right?
I'm the firstborn in the U.S.
Firstborn. Okay, there we go. Cool. Well, there you go.
Everybody else was born overseas.
Cool. So, Rob, you're on your own this weekend for someone told me that your family was a little nervous, so tell me about it.
Yeah. This was the first one. Even last night when I was sleeping, I was like this. The whole night I was like this.
Trying to
Like
grab
there's
your
nothing. Yeah, because my wife was not there with me. I gotta sleep with a pillow tonight. Yeah, my family's a little bit nervous because this was my first big trip. Thanks to Sean. Thanks to Live to Roll. For sponsoring me. Let's just say that like this way because pretty much Sean is hooking me up.
Yeah, you got a great
And,
sponsor when you're sleeping on the sofa.
Yeah.
No, but I told bro, that one was good.
There's a bed he can pull out.
Yeah.
It's a bed. I'm just short, that's all. So And I love that I can just get on my wheelchair ASAP and just run in case there's emergency.
There you go.
Roll.
To Sarab's credit, you can tell that this is really his first time away from home because he's been like, I miss my wife. My
Oh,
family's at home and I'm not with them. And
oh,
then in the middle of the night, he's like, honey, I miss you. He's missing his family.
oh, geez.
First road trip and he misses his family, but that's cool.
But
My
do you
wife
have
is
any?
like,
Do you have any nervousness about just, you're out of your element, right? When, especially when you don't have your family, and I know they're a big part of helping you out throughout the day. And
mhm.
so, what is this like? I mean, are you nervous about anything in particular?
Yeah, just what is it called? The making keeping myself clean so I don't get UTI. Because when you're traveling, it is so easy to catch UTI. Because you'll be touching everywhere, you'll be going to new element, new bacterias. Um, so just being clean
Washing your
and also transportation, so I don't accidentally set on somewhere that is like harder, and bam, there goes the pressure sore. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Yeah.
So these are the things that kind of scare me. Other than that, things got we got great insurance in America that we can just go to any ER and we should be fine in case something goes wrong.
For the
And
most
yeah,
part. For the most
for,
part.
for the most part, let's just go.
If you want to, I mean, you could put it that way, but it's not a little nerve wracking.
Let's
Yeah.
see. Hopefully, well, I don't know if the bill comes out. Maybe then, yeah, then I'll probably like, oh no.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, things that they accept my insurance. I pre-check before just in case, God forbid, if there's an emergency. Um, Other than that, no, everything's good. It's kind of weird, but thanks God I'm with buddies, so
Yeah.
feels much more better.
And
Yeah.
I remember back in those days, and I'm sure, Sean, you do too, as well as you too, Luis. But after the third, fourth time, it's actually becomes routine. There's always still a nervousness of maybe for me it was always like, even though I didn't have them very often, it was like, am I gonna have a battle accident? I hope not. Um, you know, little things like that. And there was one time I was in Vegas for a work thing, and I did not feel good at all. And finally, I just like, let's go, let's get this checked out at urgent care. So I went to an urgent care, and yep, it looks like you might have a raise for UTI. Let's get you some antibiotics at the time, and you know that kind of helped out because we know what Vegas does with all that drinking. By the second or third day, you're like,
That's kind of good. What was good about this trip is between the travel and the heat and everything else, we we kept hydrated, but we didn't drink too much water. We didn't eat a lot of food, a couple of little light snacks and all that. And then we had some food when we got here.
Yeah,
yeah,
we didn't get much food when we got here. It was kind of late. That
Yeah, it
was the
was.
one thing that kind of sucked. By the time we got settled in, it was hard to get real food. But they sold those frozen pizzas at the marketplace here at the hotel.
Yeah,
We got one of those.
we had some cookies and granola
We got a bunch of
bars.
cookies, granola bars, chips, snacks, and stuff like that.
but
Yeah,
that is a concern, when you're traveling, and you said it's Rob, with your fluid intake and getting UTI. Usually, our fluid intake is not the same. You're trying to find clean water in a sense, and sometimes you don't always have access to a water bottle, or you don't have access to filling up your jug. But after a while, you get out of your routine. So yeah, you don't get the water like you used to. Meaning you're set for the day. Like I always set my waters up in the morning, and I make sure that they're, where are you, girl? So that they're set up, and that's what I'm striving for each and every day, to drink that amount. And when you're not traveling, it's you're like, oh, I got to get water today, And a lot of times we go to a store like a CVS or a grocery store and try to buy a couple of the 1 gallon. There, Sean got his water, the 1 gallon jugs of water, or even a bigger one if we need to. So there you guys go.
Yeah, we're loaded. We're ready.
And then eating, a lot of times when you're traveling, I don't know, this is for me. I can't poop when I travel. I don't know.
Yeah.
I just notice it just throws off my, even I have it off me now. Once I fly somewhere, no more until I get home.
Just
So then I
because.
start getting a little bit bloated, and I don't know why it is that it's that way for my wife too. She's like, I hate traveling because I can't poop.
We have personal relationship with our restrooms, you know,
Yeah, yeah.
back
There
home.
you go.
So it's like
That's
I can't cheat on you.
that's a perfect way to state it.
It's something that I do when I do a lot of road traveling. And one of the things that I do is I make sure that whatever I drink out on the road is like bottled water, not from a drinking fountain,
Yeah,
not from local water,
no way.
because you never know the source, and you may not be accustomed to the local water and have an accident. It
Yeah,
happens.
yeah. I would never do it. I don't even do it here. So, and I can tell. As soon as someone put regular tap water from my house,
Yeah.
I'm like, oh, let's pour that out.
I want to give a shout out to my friend Erica in the chat. Love you, bud.
Erica. Let me ask you this, Sean. I think it's more for you and Sarab and Luis. Luis probably not as much, but I get stuck in a room where I'm accustomed at home to always transferring from my left side out onto the left side of the bed or the right side of the bed, I guess the way you're looking at it. And if I have to go to the other side, oh, I'm all off. It's a hard transfer. It's a harder transfer to get back in my chair. I hate it. What about you, Sean?
No, I'm the same way. I can transfer both directions, like get into a couch, or if I'm getting into, something like, but for some reason, the bed, it's the roll in and like the techniques to get out and stuff, like after the transfer, that yeah, I can only really go in one direction. Same thing. I go to my left into the right side, um, yeah, I get out of my left side of my chair. And for some reason, if I try to go right, it is it sucks.
This
Did it?
came up this morning at breakfast. We were talking about this. For me, um, I can roll either way. It's not an issue for me.
Yeah.
My problem is if the bed is too soft, I sink into it, and then it makes it harder to get back out of the bed or get from one side to the other because I'm sinking. Because I'm a big guy, I weigh a lot. I'm
Mm-hmm.
not like buddy Sean here. Who's slender and thin.
I just sit on the surface. I don't sink into it at all.
Yeah, Sean's like a bubble. He just floats on top.
I do like,
He's me.
some beds are really soft, and which is a pain in the ass when you're trying to lift up and trying to get dressed and stuff like that. But
Yeah,
sometimes I do find it comfortable, a softer bed at night. It's like, because, we got to have ours a little bit in that middle sweet spot for getting dressed and lifting up your butt on side to side, scooting over. But it is nice to get into a nice soft bed just to sleep on. Even
yeah.
though, like a lot of times, it takes me hours to fall asleep in a new environment or a new bed. I don't know for you guys. I just don't click off right away,
Yeah.
and I'm in a real light sleep all night long.
Oh man, I think I kept Sean up last night. I was turning and twisting. I was the whole night. I was going like this. I was like, pain release, please, pain release.
I actually didn't notice all that much, but I'm a light sleeper typically. And yeah, in hotel, it's hard. Last night I was so tired though that I think for at least a few hours I slept okay. I didn't get a whole lot of sleep, but at least I did fall asleep for a few hours and they're pretty good.
I was up all night long going to the bathroom every few hours. And every time I'd come out and walk past Sean and Surab, they would both go, huh? Huh? And then they'd fall back right back to sleep again.
Yeah, I'm a light
That's funny.
sleeper like that.
I don't
Anybody
even remember this. Go
What?
ahead, Sean.
I was gonna say, yeah, anytime anybody's walking by or like something like I'll wake up. I might not fully wake up, but I like, it takes me out of that sleep, that deeper sleep kind of.
Yeah.
But that's just always been my life, I think, all my whole life.
I heard Sean snore. Everybody.
Did I snore? That's not true. It's Rob's fine.
I was worried it would be me snoring.
I don't
I was going like.
snore.
This is how I sleep. If anybody don't know.
I heard I talk in my sleep is what my wife says. Not every night, but she's like, and it's more of a mumble, like, and it's usually she's telling. A lot of times she notices it's like I'm in distress of some sort, like fighting with someone or with my.
My problem is when I lay down for the evening and I get myself on the bed and I fall asleep and then I fart in my sleep. It's never talk. It's always farting.
Well,
I gotta tell you guys
Okay.
something funny I got to see from these guys.
I'm sure these
Yeah.
boys love to hear that, especially.
Not
I can't be the only one. Are you telling me this is a parrot thing? You clogs don't fart in your sleep? What is up with that?
I wake up to some parts. I'll get like that low level, start to feel a little AD, like a little bit, and then like fart, and then bam, like God, I feel better. AD's gone. Sweet. That's nice.
I'm not gonna say much, but I'm silent but deadly.
So what's on the agenda for? Well, John already told us he's got his someone helping him out tonight with his bowel care.
Yeah, so for me, I'm doing my care tonight. I don't know what these guys probably gonna go get into some sort of trouble.
Yeah.
Yeah.
We're gonna run wild in the streets of Scottsdale, Arizona.
So, hey, it's a be. I recommend if you want to spend a lot of money on some good food, but and it's a chain, but Maestro's, their Maestro's in Scottsdale has a butter cake. It's the only one Maestro's that do it. Usually, all the other Maestros is a vanilla, and they have the chocolate. They're the only ones.
Ooh, that sounds
Isn't
good.
that the restaurant
Yeah,
that charges like $100 per one piece of cake?
not one piece of cake, maybe one piece of nice piece of steak. The cake is probably $35 maybe.
Yeah, we've been checking out some names of places to go this weekend.
We're going to this it's called Capriati's sandwich place. My mom's been wanting to try, I guess. My brother saw it when we were in the parking lot of Walmart earlier. It was in that shopping center, so I think we're gonna go try it out. But it's like more of just like is it Italian sandwich?
No, it's
like Italian sandwich.
Ooh, that sounds good.
Type place. Yeah.
No, I thought it was turkey. Like it's all turkey. Like you can get one that's almost like cranberry sauce on it. I could have sworn there used to be one out. Eat their fresh turkey every day, like a regular butterball turkey, and then that's what they use for a meat.
Huh. Well, I don't know. We'll find out. I guess. My mom said she downloaded the menu.
Yeah, somebody here also recommended. Was it your mom that suggested Twin Peaks?
Oh no, Mike.
Oh, Mike's over here trying to corrupt us, and he suggested Twin Peaks. Supposedly they got really cute waitresses there, so that's the deal there.
It's a nice restaurant.
I can see Sarab going in one of those, and Sarab just be like, "This is so much fun, yeah, good music."
I'm like, what? I can't hear you guys.
There's also Franco's, an Italian place that's supposed to be off the chain, and then
But we're smart. We bought at Walmart. We bought some pre-made sandwiches for tomorrow. And actually, forgot to buy Mom and Grandma one. So if you're watching, I'm sorry. You guys can get something for lunch.
I forgot to get my
in the
probiotics. I
house.
just remembered.
They are in the house, and they're not going to be happy.
I need to get one for Tom.
Good man. Good
They're
man.
not going to be happy. They have to buy $18 hamburger. That
No,
Yeah.
we can go back to Walmart. We'll get them a sandwich.
Walmart's literally down the street.
It's
Yeah,
on this
1
street
mile
that the
walk.
hotel's on. It's straight down the street like a mile, not even or
Yeah.
maybe close to a mile. So it's convenient. And then the Abilities Expo is only, I think, 2 miles from here or less, like in a mile and a half to 2 miles.
Yeah.
So we're closely located, everything. Not pushing close. It's 110 now. We're not pushing anywhere.
Yeah.
I'm not pushing across the parking lot.
Oh yeah, no.
yeah.
Yeah. At 110, I'm not pushing a mile or two. No, thank you.
So if you're just joining us, that's what the boys are. They're out for the Abilities Expo in Scottsdale, Arizona, which is right next to a suburb of Phoenix. And they got a booth. We're selling our T-shirts, giving out some information that we're live on the air like this. And the women and Rolling Over the Hill are usually Thursday. And then we have myself, Tom, and Sean on Tuesday. So they're there promoting the show, selling some merch. But if you're not at that show, look up abilitiesexpo.com and you can find some great articles there, information about the booths that are going on. Roy just says he's going to see you guys there maybe tomorrow or Saturday. He didn't say, but he can't wait to meet up with you guys.
We're booth 630. Come by.
Yeah.
What booth number?
We're right back behind
number
the
630.
Ability 360.
630. Booth number 630. But if you
Yeah, well,
want merch just like what Sean's wearing, you can get on our website. Description is below, I think. No, maybe not because we didn't set this one up. But our website is liveToroll.org.
LiveToroll.org.
And you can buy a t-shirt just like Sean's.
Just click on the shop once you're in the website. And yep, I actually do have to restock some of the website numbers. So if you see something out of stock, message me if you did want it, because we did restock right before this expo. So I was gonna restock numbers as soon as I find out how many we sell this weekend.
Ooh,
Hopefully I'll sell everything and I won't have them. We might have them.
you don't have to bring it home. Well, I know Sean's got someone coming in. We're going to wrap up here soon. Like I was saying, our show is usually Tuesdays, every Tuesday at 3:30. Myself, Sean. Do we have a topic for Tuesday?
This Tuesday is sex and relationships. So I'm sure people will want to tune in. We have a couple coming on to talk, who we met, I think, in Phoenix last year, actually, at the expo, Sarah and Rocky. So they were really cool. They do a bunch of disability advocacy and some sex education. So we're having them on, and we're going to talk some sex.
Talk about sex with me. Oh, I'm not going to say. And then on Wednesday, just like always, we got Gaming with Tom and with Sarab.
Yeah, Tom should be on for gaming this Wednesday again.
Yep.
Sarab probably, yep. I think he'll probably be feeling hopefully better this week. I know last week he wasn't feeling super great on Wednesday. So
Well, he's on the road now, so
he should be here soon.
And instead of this impromptu kind of podcast or cast that we're doing today, we have Rolling Over the Hill with myself. Oh, I got to get the new one, Sean.
I'm gonna get the updated banner. Shit, I didn't send you the new one yet.
Well, it's with Louise.
Well, Louise is right here.
And then Robert and myself. And we have a special guest. We're having Ellen Stoll. And if you don't know who Ellen Stoll is, she is the first female to pose in Playboy with a disability. So we're going to talk about the anniversary that just came up. I think it's 35 years that when she was in Playboy magazine just before I got hurt. I remember that. So it was either 35 or 40. I don't want to say 40 and her be like, hey, Bobby, that's not it. But we're going to have her as a guest. Can't wait to catch up with her. We've had her on our show before. She
was actually on our very first sex and relationship show She was one of our guests.
Nice.
And she's like a professor. She's really smart. She's really done a lot for the community. She's
Yeah.
awesome.
And how you what it inspired to come up and be on our show for Rolling Over the Hill is one, because of our SEI Awareness Month, but number two, I just out of the blue text her and I'm like, of course I'm going to save water. And she's like, Bobby, was this meant for me? I'm like, yes, I saw your commercial to save water. And she's like, oh, and I'm like, yeah, I saw a glimpse of you in the commercial. She does a lot of commercials, especially if you live in Japan. She shows me a lot of Japan ads that her and her daughter make all the time that don't make here. So she's always done acting. She's had her own production company called Chasing the Moon. I don't know if it did much, but she's been involved in TV and commercials and advertisement for a while. She also writes part-time for New Mobility magazine. So
Yeah.
awesome lady. Someone that I look up to, and her and I back in the day, we gotten in trouble a couple times, and as we were camp directors at a sports camp at Cal State Northridge. So our Thursday nights were known as legendary nights, where definitely always got a hotel because you weren't driving home.
Yeah.
And Luis, do you want to talk
Yeah, I
about?
just want to wrap up here, say, with our sponsors, Mobility Professionals, a DME company out of Southern California. They provide wheelchairs, shower chairs, and all kinds of equipment that help us get along, get out, and do the things that we need to do. And our other sponsor is their sister company, Urology Professionals, which provides urological supplies nationwide across the country. So whatever you need, whatever you might have a question about as far as your supplies, give them a call. They will help you figure out the problem. They might send you some samples. If you've been around a while, like some of us, technology changes even in urological supplies. And they might be able to suggest a product that you may never even heard of, didn't know about, that is a game changer for you. So by all means, call our sponsors, Mobility Professionals and Urology Professionals.
Yeah, thank you to our sponsors. We'll make sure to get that links in the description too soon here.
When Sean gets off his ass, or while you're on your ass during your commode time, who knows?
I can actually tomorrow maybe or tonight with Tom. Once I have Tom's laptop, and that's what I need to get my own laptop for Live to Roll. So one of these days I'll be able to do this stuff on the move, on the go here.
Yeah, that's why we need more sponsors. So hopefully, Sean, so Rob, that's your goal this week. Get Sean some more sponsors. So Rob's good about asking, and he doesn't care what people say. He just goes for it. Goes for the juggler. So get some sponsors for us, and then we can get you a laptop.
All of us gonna try. We got this.
There you go. But
Also would like to add, for any of you out there that are watching, or if you know somebody that lives in the region, this show just isn't for Phoenix. If you live in Prescott, Tucson, Chandler, even as far away as Las Vegas, there's someone I know coming to the show from Las Vegas, Albuquerque, Gallup, all these different places have people with disabilities living out. And it's only a couple of hours drive if you live out. If you live in the community, the suburbs here, awesome. But even if you live as far away, Flagstaff, come to the show. Come out. We have air conditioning here. The show is air conditioned.
Yeah, it's nice in the expo actually. It is nice in there. So
For those of you who don't know, the show is at Westworld, which is the home to Barrett Jackson Auctions and the Meekum Auctions, which are the big classic car, collectible car auctions.
But that's not going on this weekend, though, is it?
No, that would be fun.
That would be fun.
Man, they got a big parking
Yeah,
lot.
I'd be skipping the expo, going to that all day. Trying not to raise my hand.
But please come to the show. You're gonna love the show if you've never been to an Abilities Expo.
Yeah. Well, guys, say hi to Roy for me. Roy, I wish I can meet you. I'm not there this weekend. Still taking it somewhat easy on the traveling, so try not to do as much. But say hi to Roy. My friends are going to be there. My good friend who I've not met um, from Canada, Paul, is going to be there.
Paul's gonna be here.
You're going to be able to meet Paul. Paul and I have known each other for 3 years, ever since the pandemic went down. I met him, and we talk every day, just like I talk to Sarab. And we coach together. So say hi to my friends. Staying Driven, you'll meet up with Coach Steph
I'm
Sarab.
gonna meet the coach.
So you get to meet up with Staying Driven. Hopefully, you guys can put some information about the workouts there. And then also I have a personal friend, my friend Mark Willits. He is a ventilator quad. So if you see any of them, ask, "Are you Mark Willits?" Tell him Bobby says hi.
Perfect.
Definitely.
Well, I just saw the comment THC guys. Erica said I'm yawning, and yeah, I'm tired. I have not slept a lot in the last couple of
I saw that
But
earlier.
thank you guys for watching. Love you guys.
All right, guys, take care, and see you guys Tuesday.
Live the roll.
Let's roll.